Previously on X-Men.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun, and we are back talking comics. Specifically, we are back talking Gambit comics. And even more specifically, we are talking Gambit number 3, originally published in February of 1994. This is the third issue of 4 in the original miniseries that they gave the Raging Cajun, with writing by Howard Mackey and art by Lee Weeks. And I gotta say, I love this story. I love re-experiencing this, of the going down to Louisiana to find out if his wife is still alive, right at the time that him and Rogue are really at a precipice of their relationship. Her resolving her feelings for Longshot, him resolving his feelings for his ex. Well, technically his wife still, I think. And then her getting to experience what his world is like again, seeing how dense it is, seeing how complex the relationships are. Him dealing with the betrayal from the externals, really, that they've been pitting them against each other, watching them struggle, the assassins and the thieves always at each other's throats, the assassins being tired of their lot. They want not just the power, but they want the long life that the thieves have. And how Belladonna's brother, Julian, is willing to do anything it takes to get that. And how he blames Gambit for all these kind of problems. And the thing is Gambit's not innocent. Gambit's not an innocent in the story. He's far from innocent. He be kissing ladies still in this issue that aren't Belladonna or Rogue. I do always love the fact that a guy named Gambit, who is a rogue, is in love with a person named Rogue. I wonder if how many people caught that at the time. I don't know. I don't always catch things right away, but I think it's pretty funny. But in this issue, Gambit goes off to Paris to go find the elixir from the externals. He's going after the tithe collector to get it. He's got to see Kandra to get it, and how that goes sideways. Plus, we get some really, really good Rogue stuff in this. Her dealing with her feelings for Gambit and what she would be willing to do to keep him. And how she kind of like almost falls back on her old ways of how easy it would be to just take what she wants. Maybe that's some kind of influence that he's had on her over the the time that they've known each other. He kind of just takes what he wants, goes after what he wants. And I really love that element of this. She's not just thrown in here with nothing to do. They give her real stakes, like, again, stakes that could affect their relationship moving forward. But as we know, it's comic books, and these things are going to come and go and fluctuate and go back and forth. And right now, this coming out like relatively still early in Gambit's being, coming into existence after Uncanny X-Men 266 or X-Men Annual. I don't remember the number of the X-Men Annual at the Days of Future Present story, whichever one you want to believe is the actual first appearance. And so now that he's been around for a little while, they're finally delving into some of this guy's mystery. And I love that. See, Wolverine, like the character Wolverine, who has all this mysterious backstory, I feel like in his case, giving up too much all the time and like exposing all the truths and things like that of Wolverine's past, I think kind of undercuts a lot of the character and what you need to make that character work. Because a lot of his stuff is his internal, like, what did I do? And how do I, like, do I even want to remember who I am? And does remembering who I am, like change who I would be, going forward? But I feel like Gambit, on the other hand, is a guy that you do need to have a bunch more explanations as to his backstory, especially if he's going to be involved with one of the other main characters, because that's just drama, right? That's just going to give us more and more drama for the story. The girl who can't touch and the guy who's, the thief that lives in the, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad, bit of both, and this story really has done a great job of showing off Gambit's backstory, making him more deep, but also making Rogue more deep as well. And then just giving us more insight into the world of the X-Men too, with the externals being here, the immortals that are kind of like, I don't know if gods is the right word, but like how the Eternals are kind of thought of as gods, these immortals that live behind the scenes and have power that no one even realizes how far their reach extends, uh, because of how old they are and what they've been up to for years. So, but without further delay, because I just really want to get to the story on this, and I wanted to at least give a good enough recap where we are, where we're at, where we're going, and just add a bit more of like explaining like the character stuff from this book. But I want to get to the meat of this story. I read it. I want to read it to you guys. So let's, without further ado, get into Gambit number 3. All right, so let's get going on Gambit number 3. Only $2 back in February of 1994. I want my $2. The Benefactress. Story and art by Howard Mackey and Lee Weeks. The Club Petit Chou. No more exclusive club in Paris exists in Paris or anywhere else on Earth. The wealthy and powerful have an open invitation to partake in a variety of diversions behind the closed doors of the club. Not every activity would be considered respectable or even legal, but when at any given time there are ambassadors present from 5 different nations, Parisian authorities are more than happy to turn a blind eye. With an establishment such as this, the mutant thief known as Gambit moves with total confidence. Where can I find Chandra? Many pardons, sir, but I am not acquainted with such a person. Would you care to sit in on the next hand? No. I thought that gambling was a passion among you Americans. Well, sweet, I never gamble. I win at everything. Me, I'm a Louisianan. I find my passion in far more pleasurable pursuits. Perhaps you care to join me? It would be an experience. One not soon forgotten. Monsieur Lebeau. Oui, the manager would like the pleasure of your company, sir. Love to oblige, mon ami, but as you can see, we insist, sir. I believe that this is the appointment I journeyed to Paris for, mademoiselle, if you'll excuse me. What was it about me caught your attention, mes amis? Could it be my fashion statement? Or perhaps I asked too many questions, eh? I thought we'd be going up to see Kendra. Perhaps Kendra would prefer I stop by another time? You tell her from me she runs a first-class club. I know this because I spent as much of my life moving through the type. Lifestyles of the rich and powerful, eh? They be having too much time, money, and jewels to know what to do with them. Spent plenty of time in this city helping to lighten them of the burden of their wealth. This our floor already? I appreciate the escort, but I can find my way out of from here. No, eh? Too many of you to fight. Plenty of you people have assumed I'd die in a place like this. Such is life. Gotta play the hand you're dealt, eh? Maybe a last smoke, my friend? And something to light it with? Oui, but please be quick. Kind of looks like Romita art there on that face of that guy. Thanks. I wouldn't have it any other way. Nice. Gold, eh? Expensive, and it takes a charge real good. Bagoom! I'll be thanking you for your kindness in confirming that I had the right place. Thanks too for the smoke, but look here. I already had me a light. Time I go visiting Miss Candra. She has something I want. But first, time to change into my working clothes. I'll be slipping in and out of this place before any alarm is sounded. This is what I do best, being a thief in the night. Usually I'd be going for the cash, jewels, or maybe some other valuable trash. But tonight the prize I seek goes way beyond monetary value. The elixir of life. This here Condra has been given the Thieves Guild all these years. The thieves my family won't help me with getting some. So now I come to the source. I do this for Belladonna, once my wife. Back in the Big Easy, you be on the brink of death. I won't allow that to happen. Not while I can steal back a chance for you to live. Once a thief, always a thief. Heh, tithe collector? Yes, Gambit of the Thieves Guild. Condra. We'll see you now. As Gambit slips into a warm, deep darkness, his final thoughts turn back towards New Orleans. To his Garden District home where his fellow X-Man Rogue awaits his return and fears in spite of herself what that return will bring. That Remy was always a scamp and a heart stealer, but he got a heart of gold himself. I remember when he first be sparking this little flower here, he'd come to me and say, "Tanti Matty, you be having a love potion I can use?" I tell him, "Boy, I'm a healer, now you go win Belladonna over proper like." "Y'all a doctor then?" "I'm a healer, girl, much better than anyone trained in them fancy medical schools." "I've got the eye and the touch, Rogue. And it don't be taking no special powers to see you love Remy, don't you? And here you are watching over his wife. You poor thing. Remember, child, the good Lord don't give us a bigger burden than we can carry." It's a nice phrase, but you can stow the God crap. "Now you keep an eye on her. I'll be stopping in every day, girl. Belle's daddy be trying all sorts of magic to keep her alive, but she's slipping away. I hope Remy can come through. There's only so much healing I can do. You call me now if anything changes." "I'll be here, Tante." "Just you and me again, Belle. You dreaming of Remy and all the times you had together?" It'd be real easy for me to absorb those memories with my mutant powers. Just one little old touch-in. Like I said, it'd be real easy. Paris. I'm alone. Can't be belly aching about how Condra treats her captives. I could get used to this. Very used to this. But I've got work to be doing. And as long as they were nice enough to leave me alone, I'll be doing it. No, thief. Do not get up so cavalierly. I suffered a great indignity at the hands of your kind in New Orleans last night. Time for you to settle the debt of your guild. Don't know what you're talking about, mon ami, and don't really care. With shocking speed, Gambit utilizes his mutant power to tap into the potential energy of an object and transmute it into interkinetic energy. The effect on the charged up picture frame is, as usual, dramatic. Boom! If you want to continue this little dance, we're going to do it on even terms, Monsieur Collector. And after I kick your tail, you'll be taking me to the elixir. No, mutant, it's time you learn the lessons of your ancestors. Learn of the pain received at the hands of the tithe collector. Enough! What? You know I have need of this creature alive for now. No, you. You're Condra, the benefactress? It has been a long time since you left Paris, Remy. Back then, neither of us really had much use for names, did we? No, indeed, Sherry. Names were the last thing we exchanged. Bow, chicka, backa, bow, 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 now. It was a time. Too true. Ma chère. New Orleans. Her hands are capable of crushing marble, bending forged steel. Why, then, does she tremble at the very thought of touching the porcelain-like skin of the sleeping woman? Coming closer, she turns cold with fear, for she knows in her heart and in her soul that what she wants, she has no right to have. No! Lord, what was I thinking? How selfish could I be to even think of absorbing her memories? In her condition, there's no telling what it'd do to her. I'm sorry, Belle. I'll never. But Rogue's words are suddenly cut off as Belladonna reaches out in an involuntary reflex. The flesh-to-flesh contact Rogue chose to avoid is made. Memories that are not her own rush forward to engulf her mind. Within a moment, she is willingly lost. Paris, you shouldn't have left, Remy. And you certainly never should have returned. Thwomp. Ah, Cherie, you haven't changed a bit. So quick to use your telekinetic powers. Still as fiery as when I left. Now that art kind of looks like the backflips look a little Simonson to me. Does anybody else see that? And even more beautiful. Do not try your Cajun charm, mutant. It does nothing for me. Maybe not, but there was a time. That time is long past, thief. You were never very good at commitments, were you? No loyalty to anyone but yourself. I finished my work for you, Cherie, and now you've come back to Paris, seeking to betray your guild. For this? The elixir! Chandra, give! Not so fast, my handsome one. Whoop! Where did she put it? Perhaps in exchange for services rendered, an arrangement could be made. Isn't that the way the Thieves Guild prefers to do business? Please let me tell you about my guilds. Oh yes, Remy, my guilds. I set them up centuries ago. I gave them the elixir and the powers. Thieves and assassins always at my service. As I reap the benefits of both, using each to keep the other in check in a never-ending rivalry. But it is an old system, my love, one conceived in an earlier era when I was much younger. It is time to shake up things. I have need for a new organization to help me toward future aspirations. Out with the old and in with the new, I always say. Cherie, we've always worked well in the past, both in business and personally. Let me have the elixir and I'd be more than obliged to help you with whatever. Services rendered, Remy? There was a time I had such dreams for you and me. We are so alike. We loved the danger life had to offer, but now you bounce between your comatose wife and your little ex-girl like a lovesick puppy. Still can't walk on either side of the line, can you, boy? You always have to play it down the middle. Well, not with me. No longer. Now you must choose. Kill this man for me, Remy, and you can have it all, including the vials of the elixir to do with as you wish. Father? Chandra, no, I'll kill you first. You... Cocoon! New Orleans. Rogue feels another's dreams, another's past. Through the flood of Belladonna's memories, she experiences the privileged life of one born and raised to the Assassin Guild elite. Memories of a young girl in love with the young Remy LeBeau. Gambit. Rogue grasps at these memories, trying to make them her own. How young and tender he seems as he holds the woman he loves in a strong embrace. His gentle laugh echoes across her mind. The burning look in his eyes just prior to the touching of lips lingers on. The soft caress of his flesh sets her own afire. A lifetime shared in the briefest of seconds. Another's lifetime of memories. Memories Rogue is loath to let pass away. Painful memories of what once was and which can never be hers. Gambit. Oh, Lord. What have I done? What in the name of heaven have you done? What a pretty picture we got here, nah? I see Gambit beat me to you, but he won't be winning the day. I want what is mine, which you gave me a taste of the elixir and brought me back from the brink of death. For this I stirred up all kinds of trouble for you. Now you be holding out on me? Give me the elixir. I think not, Julian. I owe you nothing. Tide collector, destroy this rabble? You looking to make me laugh, Kendra? Your whipping boy couldn't hold his own against us in New Orleans. What makes you think he can protect you now, huh? Under Kendra's orders, I allowed you to win that small skirmish in your backwater city, assassin. Now my orders are quite different. Well, you might be seeing I still ain't too impressed. Kill him. Use the power the witch gave us to tear his heart out. But you, benefactress, you are mine. Hard to use them powers of yours when the life is being squeezed out of you, ain't it? You never should be making promises to me that you had no intention of keeping. I'll come after you and all your kind. The externals, I'll kill you all for what you've turned me into. Thwack! That's no way to be treating a lady, Julian. But I remember now. Manners were never your strong suit. If you knew how she had used our guild, Steve, you'd be helping me instead of fighting. Appears to me you still letting her use us, Julian. Letting her use us to kill each other off now that she's got no more use for our kind. Fuck. You and your renegades are still doing her dirty work. Still living as slaves. Meanwhile, she's got something I need to be taken back to your sister. Then the using's going to be finished. Crack! You won't have my sister, Remy. I'll save her. I'll protect her. She'll love me, her brother, me, just like it should have been before she met you. You're sick, Julian. So, I mean, huh? Is he saying what I think he's saying? Because I thought that, and I didn't want to like go, does he mean like some sort of like really close brotherly love? But I don't know. Perhaps. But you, Remy, you're about to be dead. Remy, no! Father! Father, nice to hear you still can call me that, son. Do what you must to save your wife. I will, Father. Belladonna and you will both live. It's over, Julian. You got a habit of taking away too many important things from me. You challenged me to the duel that broke the peace. That's a really cool shot. And because of that, I had to leave New Orleans, my family, Belle. I won't be letting you get away with this stuff no more, boy. You say you want to help Belle, but all you've ever been interested in is yourself. Back to the beginning. It all comes down to just you and me, don't it? I won't have it any other way, thief. You won't be walking out of here, Julian. No, he won't. What? A silent bolt of psionic energy slams into Julian's body. He crashes through the window and out into the darkness of the Parisian night. The battle is over. Nice, Kendra, but tell me, woman, why? You could have saved yourself a lot of trouble by letting us kill each other. What, and stain my Persian carpet? Never. Besides, I wouldn't have you dying while I owed you my life, Remy. Then, Sherry, let us say we are even. Mwah. Still good, nah? I'd say there's a spark left between us, sweet. Get out of my sight, thief, before I come to my senses and have you killed. Don't have to tell me twice. Me and my daddy will be heading back to New Orleans, settle up the rest of the family business. Thanks to you. Until we meet again, Kendra. Have this place cleaned up. All in all, I'd say the evening was a smashing success. The guilds will be broken. Julian, who I bruised but did not kill, will be my wild card. He'll keep me and my fellow externals on our toes. Oh, and an end to the boredom that comes with long life. And now I can begin consolidating my power base anew. There are always those interested in the powers I can give them and the long life. It's gone. The vial. Gone. He stole the elixir straight from under my nose, and I let myself be charmed. You let yourself get felt up as well. Dang, man, this book is good. Sorry. Tithe collector, follow them. Go to New Orleans. Spread the word among both guilds that Gambit has betrayed them all. And I want his family, his mutant girlfriend, his wife, all dead. To be continued. But actually, it's more like to be concluded with Gambit number 4. So there you have it, folks. Gambit number 3. Another awesome issue. I tell you, man, outside of the smoking and other things, like, because I kind of love all of it. I love reading some of these books from back then. I had no idea that they were allowed to do some of this stuff. And you know what? I don't know why I don't remember why I feel that way anyway. I feel like comics have kind of done whatever they wanted a little bit, you know, at the time. Like smoking was still pretty, you know, in vogue back then. You could still get, you know, cigarette ads in the magazines and stuff. So that's no big deal. But that was Gambit number 3. And I'm rambling because I don't know how to end this. So I'm just going to end it and say that if you guys like what I'm doing here with comics, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell your friends. Otherwise, we're going to be back with Gambit number 4, finishing this up. What are we going to talk about after Gambit number 4? I don't know. I'll think of something. But otherwise, keep reading comics, everybody. Be good to each other out there. And I'll see you all next time, mon ami.